Hello, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. I'll give folks a few minutes to go on. So we're getting a couple of people. Good morning. Please feel free to use the comment section. Let me know how your morning is going. Good morning, Jordan. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Hey, Christy. So we'll wait for a couple more minutes to let people come on. Let's see who we have on. So when you come on, just say hello in the comment section. Or good morning, or how are you doing, Pam? Whatever feels okay, just let me know that you're here, and we'll get started in a few minutes. Let me get a sip of my tea while I wait. Hello, Chris. I like your dog there. Is that a dog? I can't see. I'm late getting to my caffeine this morning. She's cute. I like it. I want a service dog. I think I'm going to figure out how to do that. I'm pretty sure I can get one. My husband's in Winter Worry. I'm like, we need a service dog. So if anyone else wants to say hello, introduce themselves, feel free to do that. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and get started. We have enough folks. So any time during this broadcast, you can ask questions or make any comments, or, just stop me and let me know if you have questions about anything. That would be appreciated, because I'm actually looking at the comments. And this is more of a discussion, kind of collaborative effort. I want people to feel like they can be participatory in this process, not just me talking to the camera, because I like to get feedback from what people are thinking and their thoughts on some of the work that Hope for the Warriors is doing and that kind of thing. So we'll just keep that space open, and move forward from there. So I'll start off with an introduction. I tried to put a little introduction in the paragraph above. But my name is Pamela Stokes Eggleston. I am the Hope for the Warriors yoga therapist and therapeutic yoga teacher. I'm a wounded warrior caregiver as well, and I do the yoga, therapeutic yoga for the caregiver wellness workshops that Hope for the Warriors hosts across the country. They've been doing it for, gosh, I've been involved for at least 3 years. I know as a participant I was going prior to that, and I was just really amazed by the comprehensiveness of the workshops and how thorough they were, and how I felt like I was held in a safe space, how I felt comforted when I went to these workshops. So they're amazing. Yes, I'm involved. Yes, I'm working with Hope for the Warriors in that space, but I am at a point in my life where I would not be involved with an organization if I didn't think that they were really holding themselves up and really working with a population that they are saying that they're serving, and working with people that really are vested in that population. So folks like Patty Catter, Dana Thompson, who I've been friends with for a while, and we connected really almost instantly, and she brought me in. I could see the empathy and the compassion in these people that were working on this project and subsequent workshops. And so I wanted to get involved in that. It's important to me as a caregiver, but also in working with caregivers, that there be that level of compassion and loving kindness. And yes, I speak to that a lot as a yoga instructor and being in this space, but I think it's important for everyone to practice that. And if you really don't have that, I believe as a caregiver myself, like, I know when there's BS amiss and you really don't feel for the population that you're serving. Like, you can do it because you're supposed to do it, because it's the end thing to do, but do you really feel that in your space, and are you working towards that end to help the population of caregivers, military and veteran caregivers? And so that's kind of how I got involved with Hope for the Warriors. So I want to make sure that I announce that the next upcoming caregiver workshop, and we've posted it in the comment section, is going to be in Ruskin, Florida, which is about an hour out from I believe Tampa. So I'm flying into the Tampa airport, and it is going to be an all-day workshop from about 9 to 3:30. It is on the 16th of August, and it is going to involve art therapy. We have a great art therapy program. It's going to involve theater experientials. There's time to share and commune and connect and support other caregivers. And then we wrap up with a therapeutic yoga session, which is what I provide. So it's really a comprehensive caregiver day, but it's not so heavily packed with things. It's more of a ebb and flow, energetic wellness workshop, which is what the title is, that we put on. And so I'll be in Ruskin next week, right? I guess that's next Wednesday. Hey, Patty, I'm so excited to see you. So Patty, like I mentioned earlier, Patty Catter will be there, and we just have a good time when we get together. And we usually try to take pictures when we're together. It's usually Patty, about quarterly. So I'm just really excited to be involved, as always, with doing these workshops. So if you're near Ruskin, if you're near Tampa, if you're around, these workshops are so wonderful. I have to just pause and say this, that we've had people drive 4 and 5 hours to get to these workshops. So they might be on one end of Florida, and I'm not that familiar with Florida, Patty, but we've had people drive 4 hours to get to these workshops. That's how fantastic they are. And so if you're around Florida, around that area, and you want to come, please, please make the trek. It is definitely worth it. The community is worth it. You get to experience and feel things that you may have forgotten. I'm a proponent of remembering who we are, who we truly are in ourselves. We get caught up in this, life, in this external life. And a lot of people, there's a saying that says we are not human beings with a spiritual body, but that we are spiritual beings having a human connection. I think I messed that up a little bit, but you get what I'm saying. We forget that. And so what I believe in my work with Hope for the Warriors that we try to do is connect back to that spiritual connectedness with the work that we're doing. And especially with the sessions that I do, the therapeutic yoga sessions. So I hope you can join us. If you can't, at the end of this broadcast, I'll do a couple of meditations, and I'll talk about those in a moment. But we'd love to have you in Ruskin. We'd love to have you come on board. During the lunchtime of the Caregiver Wellness Workshops, we order some really delicious, hey Sherry, I miss you. I miss my Sherry. That we actually have a delicious lunch ordered from somewhere. I don't know, shish kebabs, it's so good. And I'm a vegetarian, so I love how my Hope for the Warriors people always are like, okay, we're going to have this type of person. Somebody wants chicken, somebody doesn't want chicken, somebody wants this. And so there's a broad array of whatever your diet is, you can do it. So come, the lunch is a time to commune and connect and just break bread and really connect with other wounded warrior caregivers. So please, if you can, I know Sherry, I'm disappointed you won't be there too, but you're with us in spirit, Sherry. Oh, I know, right, Sherry? Sherry and I, so Sherry's another caregiver. We usually are like, how much veggie stuff is left? Because we're usually fighting over the last veggie shish kebab. But anyway, I won't have to do that maybe, Sherry. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many people are vegetarian that'll be there this time. So if you can join us, please join us. If you can't, just stay on for the remainder of this broadcast. I am, Sherry, going to do some meditations, and I am going to mention the meditation apps that I'm on. I have to preface that Sherry's always like, Pam, have you told people that you're on this meditation app, that you're doing this, that? And I have gotten better at that because I forget. Sometimes I'm just like, you're running and you just forget. So I'm definitely going to let you guys know that because I think it's important to be able to use tools and techniques. It's nice. Hi, Ashley. It's nice to have the Caregiver Wellness Workshop and have that be a full-on experience. But what are the takeaways from that? And we always have takeaways. We always have little tchotchkes, little gifts, but we always have takeaways of what you can do in the little moments. Hey, Lauren. In the little moments that you have to yourself. And you do have moments to yourself. And I am a proponent of radical self-care and taking care of yourself. I mean, you can't, this whole self-care piece is not being selfish. And if you profess to care for your service member, well, I don't have time for myself, I have to take care of my service member, you really need to take care of yourself at 100% first. You can't give anybody else 100%. That means your kids, that means your service member, anybody, if you're really not taking care of yourself. And that's what the Caregiver Wellness Workshops try to support and lift the caregivers that come to it up, right? So I think that's important to just remember that, and remembering who we are. We are supposed to take care of ourselves. We're supposed to have alone time so that then we can be with the community in the best possible way that we can be. So I hope I'm making sense. I'd like to say that I'm really excited to be working with Gaiam. So if you don't know who Gaiam is, I tag them in this post. They are like this yoga clothing and props and kind of yoga community. And I reached out to them because I felt like, okay, they need to be involved in knowing the inner workings of military, in terms of caregivers, in terms of women vets, which I also do a lot of work with, just the nuances, and that to know that other people are out here doing a lot of the good work. And so when I told Hope for the Warriors, the higher ups there, about how Guyam was really excited about maybe being involved in me, just, I can write blogs for them, which I'm doing, but maybe we can take it to the next level. And so Guyam got back to me and was like, can we do a live stream of you teaching some classes? And I was like, wow, I didn't even think of that. I was just thinking, I'll just write a blog about me going to, Ruskin or whatever. And they were like, no, we should do live stream classes, maybe do some Instagram stuff. And it just took it to the next level that I didn't even think about. So I'm super excited to say that we are going to collaborate in Ruskin, and we will be live streaming my therapeutic yoga class. So, and parts of it. I was really concerned, and I told the folks at Guyam this, and Patty and Dana and all know that I felt some kind of way about, caregivers don't want to be, like have the spotlight on them like that. Like, I think this is a place, I want it to be a safe space. If you're doing yoga and it's really relaxing, you don't want to be on camera, you may not want that. So I was concerned about that. And so we have dealt with those concerns and how the class will be filmed. But if you are away, like Sherry, you're so hilarious. Is away, but Sherry, you'll be able to come on at about 2:15 or so. You know what time it is, Eastern Standard Time, when we start the class, and you'll be able to listen to me live stream, do the class. Okay, so I want you to come on, and we'll Hope for the Warriors will promote this more and more as we get closer to the event next week. I'm actually going to be on a call with Guyam after this live stream, actually, and we're going to be working out the details of that. So I would encourage you, if you know anybody, and I have a couple of friends in Germany that are going through stuff, that are caregivers, in Italy. If you know anybody that's not even in this country, but this can be international, I would encourage you to let them know. Use the flyer that was posted in this comment section. Share that with your friends and say, oh, by the way, they're doing a live stream of the class, of the yoga class, so you can relax, so you can get a taste of what the Caregiver Wellness Workshops brings face-to-face, right? So there are benefits to having a face-to-face personal connection, but there are also benefits, if you can't make it, to tap into some of the things that we can live stream. And so this collaboration with Hope for the Warriors, with Guyam, with myself, my business is Yoga2Sleep. I can't tell you how excited I am about it. I'm buzzing. I'm nervous. I'm whatever. I'm already like, what's the plan? I'm always talking to Dana and Patty, because I'm really, I really care about my caregivers, and so I really think about the planning and the structure and what types of poses and what types of meditations I'm going to do at the end, and what type of guided relaxation I'm going to do. Like, I put a lot into planning that up front, and so I'm really like freaking out now. Like, it's like, be careful what you wish for, But I know it'll be great, and so I'm just encouraging all the caregivers to just don't worry about if you can't make it. If you want to drive 4 or 5 hours, like we've had people drive to this Caregiver Wellness Workshop in Ruskin, please be my guest and do that, because it is worth it. But if you can't, then just come on during the live stream, and I'm partnering with Guyam and Hope for the Warriors and Yoga2Sleep. We will do a guided practice for you, and you can be a part of it. And I do believe that energetically we can be connected in that space. I do believe that there's a connection there. So I hope you can join us. I'm super excited about it. Next Wednesday, August 16th in Ruskin at the Ruskin Firehouse. Art therapy, theater experientials, different exercises, sharing time. Our theme for that workshop is going to be getting unstuck. How can we become unstuck? And so if you're thinking about coming and that theme resonates with you, maybe bring some thought to that theme about getting unstuck. And when you arrive, think about that. Ponder that for the next week. What things can I do to get unstuck? And then you'll find lots of tools, tricks, and techniques when you come to the Caregiver Wellness Workshop next week to help you get unstuck. So I hope that makes sense. So check out the comment section. If you're looking for the flyer, we're posting it in the comment section. And just get more involved with Hope for the Warriors. So I'm just super excited about this because I believe the work that Hope for the Warriors is doing, the work that I'm doing with caregivers needs to be like international. We're not just in America, I happen to be here right now, but we're not just in America. We have caregivers across the world, across the globe, that may be suffering in silence, may not know what tools and tricks and tips to use. And there's somebody on this video that knows somebody that's in Germany, that's in Italy, somewhere, that would maybe want to tap into some of this. So please let them know. It will start, at 9, I believe, 9 to 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. Okay? So the yoga session that will be live streamed will be anywhere between 2:15, 2:15 or so. That's generally when the time, and we always run over because it's so good. That's how you know you have a good program, because people want to talk, people want to be heard, people are sharing, people are involved, and you know you have a good program when you run over sometimes. So just be flexible, and knowing that might happen before my yoga session starts. So if you are so inclined, I would like to do a brief meditation right now. And if you've never done meditation before, don't worry about it. Don't worry about quieting your mind. You don't have to do that. Don't worry about if you have to close your eyes or sit a certain way. I'm sitting in my living room in the chair. Don't worry about it. Just listen to what I'm saying and try to be still, and try to allow the words to resonate. And we'll pick an anchor for this meditation, something to focus on. That may be the breath, that may be the body. But just don't stress about it so much. When there are new people, or people are new to meditation, they worry about it because they say, I've heard so much about people saying, oh, my mind has to still the mind, quiet the mind, and I have so many ideas racing. It's nice to have moments that may be fleeting where the mind is still, where there is silence, and that can happen, but it happens with practice. That's why we call these meditation practices, yoga practices, breathing practices. So you're not going to get it out the gate. That's, if you're practicing and you practice over time, you'll arrive at some fleeting moments of stillness and quiet, and those are sweet. That's the sweetness of it, and that'll keep you coming back for more if you have a continued regular meditation practice. So I want to start with this idea of sacredness and what sacred means to you. And so I love this magazine called Parabola that I get, and I love the poetry in it. And so I want to read one kind of passage to you, and I want you to allow it to kind of resonate and sink in, and then we'll get into a brief meditation. Alrighty. So this passage says, I have no more sense of what is sacred than a monk might have, sweeping the temple floor, slow gestures of honor to the left, the right. Maybe the leaf of grass tells us what is worthwhile. Maybe it tells us nothing. Something to think about, right? So just thinking about what sacredness means to you, sacred moments. So I want everyone that's on this video to just find your seat. Come into a comfortable seat. So if you're kind of hunched in the chair, just draw your shoulders up by your ears and then take them down your back. It's allowing the back to find the back of the chair so you can sit up nice and tall. Pressing your seat down a little bit towards the earth. And as you inhale in through the nose, bring your hands up. As you exhale, bring those palms down, place them onto the tops of your thighs. And softly close your eyes. And draw your attention to your breath, noticing your breathing. So we're not changing our breath here, we're just noticing the organic progression of it. And let's start our meditation by deeply inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Let's do that 2 more times. Deep inhalation through the nose. Full exhalation through the nose. One final time, inhaling. And exhaling. Just bringing awareness to areas of tension or stress in the body. And allowing your natural exhaled breath to soften those areas. So perhaps you notice clenching in the glutes, maybe the jawline. And as you become aware of these places that are clenched, that are tight, without judgment, but with loving kindness, just exhale into softness. It's releasing. And then return to the breath. And then noticing your connection to the floor, to the ground beneath you. So if you're seated in a chair like I am, so notice how your feet are connected to the floor. Just pause to witness that grounding and that connection to earth. And bring your awareness up the legs. Noticing the torso, and the arms, and the face, and the top of the head. Coming into the body, becoming aware of the entire body. Noticing the whole body being breathed naturally, organically. gently, softly opening your eyes. And returning back to the room. So I don't know how long that took, but it didn't take that long. And that's just to get back into the present moment. So when we do a mindfulness meditation and use an anchor like the breath, use a foundation like feeling the earth underneath your body, just noticing things within your body and sometimes around your body or outside of your body, then we become connected to presence. That gets us to a space of balance, of homeostasis or equanimity. So we can't worry so much about the past or lament on the future if we're focused on the present. And that's what mindfulness helps us do. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'd like to wrap this up by saying that if you are more interested in meditation, I'll definitely be doing one or two at the Caregiver Wellness Workshop next week. I'm also going to be doing a couple of more meditations for one of the apps I've already been a part of, and that is called Meditation Studio. So a couple of you on here, I know Sherry has downloaded it to the phone, and I don't know if it's $2.99 or $3.99, but it's called Meditation Studio, and it's an app that actually has meditations for military families on it. I know because I did those. So if you're interested in that, there's one specifically for caregivers, and it's actually the longest one because it's 14 minutes, and I know you're like, oh, 14 minutes, but I feel like we need to give ourselves this time. We are precious and sacred and special, and we need to give ourselves this time, and 14 minutes isn't that much. So I have a caregiver meditation on that app, as well as some other military families apps, meditations. I have some sleep meditations on there as well, and I recently recorded some mindful eating, mindful walking meditations that'll be on there. They told me later in the year. So that's one app, and the other app that's free is Insight Timer. So I have two meditations on that. Whatever your fancy is, just use technology to your advantage. You could be in the car if you have to wait for your kids for 15 minutes. Put that app on. Listen to the meditation. Even if you're not with your eyes closed, there's something that's going to sink in for you. There's a peacefulness that may happen, that may occur, so that you're able to show up in a more calm and centered space for your family. So I will wrap up there. I've been talking for, I can't believe a half hour has passed. But anyway, let's reiterate. I want to recap. We have a Caregiver Wellness Workshop next Wednesday, August 16th, from 9 to 3:30 in Ruskin, Florida, at the Ruskin Firehouse. It's going to be magnificent. It's going to have art, theater, sharing time, community time, therapeutic yoga, a whole bunch of other goodies and tchotchkes. So please come join us if you can. The yoga part will be live streamed through Gaiam, so I'm excited about that, and it'll be a great time to connect. So I hope to see you there in person. I hope to see you there energetically if you join us on the live stream. And take care. Thank you. Thanks to Hope for the Warriors for allowing me to do this live stream. And I can't wait to see you, Patty. I'm looking so forward to it. Thanks for joining. I can't wait to see our caregivers there as well. So take care. Namaste.